Racism in the royal family goes a long way back. So when a film, yet another film came out about Diana's love affair with a Pakistani surgeon,
was that the one with...
I then talked to people who were connected, and some of them in Dodi's family, and some of the people in her Pakistani lover's family. And they told me some of the stuff that the royal family was doing because they were appalled that she had two brown lovers. So this woman who came from a very different world, and I remember writing 3,000 words, the cover story in Time magazine US. And at the end I said, she doesn't know the country she's entering. She doesn't know the family she's entering. The only way this was 5 months before they got married. The only way they will survive is if they leave. She had no idea about the backstory in this family. And you talk to me about racism over and over again. Charles says to a woman I know, a journalist I know from Manchester, he says, "Where are you from?" She says, "Manchester." "You don't look as if you're from Manchester." The Prince Philip, I met him at the Royal Shakespeare Company because I was a governor. I'm standing with my husband. He passes us by, he comes back and he looks at my husband and he says, "You're married to her?" No, is she yours? They are full of it. And Meghan had to survive it.
A hearty welcome to Sussex Ambassador, your go-to channel for all things Sussex. We dive deep into the lives of the Sussex family, offering a unique perspective on their lives, relationships, and controversies. Our aim is to shed light on the lesser-known aspects of their lives, providing a balanced view in the midst of media frenzy. We are here to demystify, to understand, and to engage in meaningful conversations. If you haven't already, do remember to hit that subscribe button. Opening. Ever wondered about the relationship between the royal family and Meghan's father? Well, let's unpack it. There's a claim floating around that the royal family might be using Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, as a pawn in their game. A tad shocking, right? But before we dismiss it, let's consider some historical precedents. Remember Princess Diana? The royal family reportedly attempted to sabotage her relationships with her non-white partners. The royal family and the press have a long-standing, symbiotic relationship. Would the press stir the pot without the royal family's consent? It's food for thought. Now let's take a look at Thomas Markle's actions. He has guest appeared on anti-Meghan YouTube channels, openly criticizing his own daughter. He even claimed to be Team Royals, rather than supporting his child. He's given shout-outs to the anti-Meghan YouTube community for welcoming him when he launched his now deleted anti-Meghan YouTube channel. But it doesn't stop there. Thomas has granted interviews to individuals who have publicly expressed harmful intentions towards Meghan. He's also a regular contributor to the Daily Mail, a media outlet known for inciting hatred against her. Meghan herself has implied that her father allowed a tabloid journalist to impersonate him in communications with her. He's made fun of Prince Harry's and his own grandson's red hair, and he's sided with internet trolls over the controversy surrounding his granddaughter Lilibet's name. Consider this. The royal family reportedly uses Thomas Markle to launch attacks on Meghan via the Daily Mail, where Thomas often gives interviews. It's a disturbing thought, isn't it? Is racism playing a role in the royal family's actions and the UK media's coverage? It's a possibility we cannot ignore, especially given the fact that Meghan is a woman of colour. So you see, this isn't just about family drama. This is about a possible strategic manipulation by the royal family, using Meghan's father as a tool. It's a claim that merits further investigation. Closing. Let's delve into the evidence that supports this claim. Thomas Markle's actions have been questionable, to say the least. This is a man who has consistently made headlines for all the wrong reasons, with his actions seemingly designed to hurt his own daughter, Meghan Markle. To start with, he's made appearances on anti-Meghan YouTube channels, openly aligning himself with individuals who have made it their business to criticize his daughter. It's one thing to have a disagreement with a family member, but it's quite another to air these disagreements so publicly and with such clear malice. His online behavior has been equally concerning. From his decision to launch an anti-Meghan YouTube channel with a paparazzo known for stalking and harassing Meghan, to his attempts to kickstart a tour program that, rather disturbingly, included a stop at Meghan's home in Montecito. This is not the behavior of a loving father, but rather someone who seems intent on causing distress. He's given interviews to individuals who have openly attacked Meghan, including Piers Morgan and Dan Wootton. These are men who have used their platforms to perpetuate negative narratives about Meghan, yet Thomas Markle seems all too happy to engage with them. His relationship with the Daily Mail is particularly troubling. Despite the fact that they have been largely responsible for inciting hate against Meghan, he continues to give them interviews. Then there's the issue of his phone. Meghan has implied that he allowed a tabloid journalist to use it to communicate with her under false pretenses, a clear betrayal of his daughter's trust. And let's not forget how he made fun of Harry's and Archie's ginger hair, and sided with trolls over his own granddaughter's name, Lilibet. These are not the actions of a supportive father or grandfather, but rather someone who seems to take pleasure in causing hurt. These actions raise questions about his motivations and who might be behind them. Is he acting alone, or is he being used as a pawn in a larger game? Whatever the case, it's clear that his actions are causing significant harm to his daughter and her family. Could the royal family be orchestrating this? That's a question many have started to ask, given the gravity of the situation. It is no secret that the royal family has a history of complex relationships with the press. They've shared a symbiotic relationship, using each other to manage public perception. So, is it out of the realm of possibility for them to be involved in this situation? Let's delve into history a bit. It is well documented that the royal family attempted to undermine Princess Diana's relationships with her non-white lovers. The press was a tool they used effectively to accomplish this. Fast forward to today, and we see similar patterns emerging with Meghan Markle, a woman of colour. It begs the question, is history repeating itself? Thomas Markle, Meghan's father, has engaged in a series of actions that have been damaging to his daughter. From guest appearances on anti-Meghan YouTube channels to interviews with individuals known for their negative stance on Meghan, his actions have been questionable, to say the least. It appears as if he is being used as a pawn, but by whom? Now one might argue that Thomas Markle is merely a misguided father. But when we consider that he has given interviews to the Daily Mail, a publication known for its hate incitement against Meghan, the picture starts to look a bit more sinister. Could the royal family be using Thomas Markle to attack Meghan via the press? It's a thought-provoking question. Furthermore, Meghan herself has implied that her father allowed a tabloid journalist to use his phone to communicate with her, pretending to be him. This isn't just a case of a father and daughter disagreement. This is a clear and targeted attack on Meghan's character and reputation. The evidence certainly points towards a troubling dynamic. It's disheartening to see that racism and manipulation could be at the heart of this saga. Meghan deserves better, and it's high time we demand change. The victim of these actions, of course, is Meghan. The Duchess of Sussex has been subjected to a relentless and deeply personal attack, not just from the media, but from her own flesh and blood. The relationship between Meghan and her father, Thomas Markle, has been well documented. We've seen the public disavowals, the online mockery, even the outright betrayal as he sided with those who spew hatred towards his own daughter. But the impact of this behavior reaches far beyond the personal. It feeds into a larger narrative, one that is laced with racial undertones and perpetuated by the UK media. Meghan, a woman of colour, has been forced to navigate a world that is not only unfamiliar, but often hostile. As a member of the royal family, she was expected to conform to certain standards and traditions, but it seems that no matter her actions, she was consistently met with criticism and contempt. The media's role in this cannot be understated. They have amplified the voices of those who wish to tear Meghan down, giving them a platform to spread their vitriol. They've painted Meghan as the villain, while those who torment her are portrayed as the victims. This has had a profound impact on Meghan, both mentally and emotionally. She's spoken out about her struggles with mental health, the isolation she felt, and the lack of support from those who should have stood by her side. The racial undertones of this entire saga are impossible to ignore. Meghan's experience has shed light on the systemic racism that exists within the media and the royal family. It's a stark reminder that even in this day and age, prejudice and discrimination are still very much alive. This pattern of behaviour is deeply concerning and warrants further scrutiny. Meghan's story is a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play, the role of the media, and the impact that this can have on an individual's life. It's a call to action for us all, to stand against such behavior and to strive for a world where everyone is treated with the respect and dignity they deserve. It's clear that there's more to this story than meets the eye. We've delved into the convoluted relationship between the royal family, Thomas Markle, and the media. We've seen how Mr. Markle's actions, from guest appearances on anti-Meghan YouTube channels to interviews with individuals who openly express their disdain for his daughter, serve to fuel the negative narrative surrounding Meghan. We've also looked into the royal family's potential involvement, drawing attention to their history of controlling narratives and their symbiotic relationship with the press. The question we must ask ourselves is, would the press engage in such activities without the consent of the royal family? The impact on Meghan, a woman of colour, is significant and cannot be overstated. The daily onslaught of negativity, the public humiliation from her own father, and the insidious racism running within the royal family and the UK media are all part of a larger picture of intolerance and bias. The need for further investigation and awareness is crucial. It's essential that we continue to question, to dig deeper, and to shed light on these complex and troubling dynamics. In the face of such challenges, it's important to remember that every voice matters. Your voice matters. So let's use it to call out injustice, to stand up for what's right, and to demand change. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share to spread the word. Until next time.